Designing Online Assessment for Students by Andy Richard. Implementation and evaluation of plan. I will be using Kia.com as an online assessment tool in my accounting class. At the end of each chapter, we'll provide us online study guide, review activity, and test. The evaluation of my plan will be to analyze from the online assessments to pinpoint struggle areas and content, and reteach any lessons if necessary. My personal and professional goals: to create an authentic online assessment for my students, use appropriate feedback for online tasks, and gain better knowledge and understanding of students' mastery of concepts. I will evaluate my progress by seeing the results of my online assessment. I can use the results from my online assessment to pinpoint concepts students struggled with. Viewing student results question by question can allow me to find any misconceptions of topics we covered in class. I can use this valuable information to reteach lessons to reach all learners in my classroom. However, this is not the only way to determine if I have been successful in creating authentic, formative, and summative assessment. I will monitor my class to see if the online activities are engaging and fun for my students. Some of the anticipated challenges and strategies to address those challenges. Students adapting to the online environment. In our school, quite a few students do not have the online experience and be able to navigate the online environment in the classroom. They can do it in their personal world, but translating that to the classroom may be a challenge for some of them. And I will address this by providing real world examples of students going to college and needing to be able to use an online platform to be able to communicate with professors, hand in assignments, and prepping them for life after high school. They go to college, or if they enter the workforce, they will communicate with their boss or coworkers via email. So just making sure they're super comfortable in that online environment. Another challenge that I have is the time commitment to create all the online tasks for each chapter. I plan to update each chapter as we go throughout the year, but doing just one chapter was hours of work, and I am hoping that I can eventually be able to streamline the process. But if I can stay one chapter ahead of my students, hopefully by the end of the year, I will have everything completed and I will be ready to go next year with everything being online. Course concepts applied. Access current teaching environment and resources to determine appropriate approach to online assessments. This course objective aligns with my goals as I plan to research and develop online assessment that is best for my students. Design formative assessments to monitor student learning and adjust instruction accordingly. I plan on designing formative assessment activities in my accounting class to reinforce learning concepts. I can adjust my learning concepts for students with IEPs by giving them different review tasks with less answers to select from. Create an online summative assessments with authentic learning tasks. I would like to create online study guides and online tests that students can take to be part of their grade. This will give students immediate feedback, and their study guides can be taken multiple times to demonstrate mastery. Evaluate and improve online assessment of student performance. I will evaluate the results of my online assessments to improve student performance by reteaching common misconceptions that may have happened the first time teaching the material. Knowledge and skills the learner will gain from the artifact. Why various forms of assessment are important. Various forms of assessment are needed to give teachers multiple ways to determine if a student has learned the content. Not every student learns the same or gives the same answer, so allowing students to showcase mastery of content in a variety of ways is essential to their learning and development. My experience developing online assessment based on my work in this course. Developing online assessment is a front-loaded, heavy task. It takes a lot of time to develop the content online. Once the assessments are created, it will increase the efficiency of my classroom by automatically grading the students' work and pinpointing struggle areas of content. How my audience can assess their options for the online assessment. I am giving my students multiple ways to demonstrate mastery of content through study guides, review activities, and tests. Students will be able to instantly see their scores and see if they have a chance to improve their scores if need be. The possibilities for developing authentic assessments online. There are many platforms that you can use to develop authentic assessments online. It's important to choose the best one that fits your students' needs. Students also need multiple forms of feedback, and giving that feedback online and both in person helps ensure that the student will know what they need to do. The online feedback is a way to document what the student needs to work on so they can work on that at home and have a reference to go back to. And the in person feedback allows the student to know that you care about them and their development in your course. The 5 key takeaways for my audience are: be comfortable in online assessment, demonstrate mastery of content in a variety of ways, successfully complete all online assessment tasks, be able to handle online feedback. Students are able to communicate online with me regarding any feedback that is given to them. These are the resources that I used for my presentation and also the resources that my students will use. And in the next part of the video, I will demonstrate these resources. Hi, I am now going to demonstrate my artifacts that I have created for this class, as I have posted my study guide in my Accounting 1 online classroom, and the students will enter their name. So I'll just say John Doe, and then they can go ahead and start the Accounting 1 study guide. And I have a few features that I utilized in Kia.com that allows me to randomize the custom order of the questions so that each student will not be getting the exact same order of questions on their study guide. And once they have finished, they can submit their answers and submit, and this will automatically grade this for them, and they can see what their grade is and that they can retake it if they'd like. This is the study guide portion that I created. Next, I'll show you a review tool that I like to have my students use that I created. And this is called Rags to Riches. It's a knockoff of Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, and they're able to start with lower levels. They can use a hint to tell them what the answer is not. And then they can go ahead and click on the answer and it'll tell them if they're right or wrong, and they can move up the leaderboard to $1 million if they get everything correct. As it goes up, the questions do get harder. And next, or lastly, I will show you the test. And the test for this, again, they enter in their name and then the secret word, which the secret word is not given to them until the test day. So this is, even if I have the link out there, they cannot do anything until they get that secret word. And then again, the same tools that I utilized in the study guide to random the order of choices of questions is the same thing that I use in the test. And once the students are done, they can submit their answers and submit, and then it will give them their feedback right away. Okay. Thanks. I hope you enjoyed the tutorial for the student view. In my view, the teacher view, I can go to quizzes and study guide and grade these. Okay, and this is the students that have taken it. And then I can see right here the number of students who answered the question correctly. And this is where I can pinpoint areas of trouble where 46% of my students did not get question 9 right of recording business costs in terms of hours required to complete projects, and sales in terms of dollars as an application of unit of measurement concept. So I can go through this and look at those areas that may need to be retaught before the test.